Hey yo, what is up everybody? It is King Hiitman here, and I do have a video for you guys. I want to theorize about the 350 million download celebration. I am very excited for this. I will say, the kid has to swallow his pride for a moment here. I will say, I did want it to be Gogeta and Omega Shenron. I did trust the leaks when they came out. Obviously full of it. That's not what happened here. It was completely off the mark. To say it was a guess is a compliment, so we'll leave it at that. It is what it is, man. So with that being said, we are getting an iteration of what will at this point we have to assume is going to be Super Saiyan Goku and full power Frieza. If you don't know, we did get V-Jump leaks. I don't think we've seen the actual scan yet. We'll probably see it tomorrow morning after the day I record this, or should I say post this. However, we got the leaks for Dokkan. I mean, I don't really cover Legends. For Dokkan, we will get a stage where we can get 10 Dragon Stones a day. A day is wild. However, I will say the launch story event, not story event, but like the treasure hunt, it was giving 20 a week and 77 incredible gems. So depending on how long the Bulma one lasts, it could technically not be better. We'll see. Yeah, obviously it will. I'm clowning, but I'm just saying. So we'll see how long it lasts. I'm assuming it's gonna last like, man, to say if it lasts a month, that would be wild. Even if it lasts 3 weeks, that's wild. So we'll see. And then we're also getting an Easy A for those who don't know for the Ginyu Force. This, I'm gonna skip straight to it. I was really, how do I want to paste the video? I don't know. I don't do videos like this often. Actually, I lied. We're gonna break it down piece by piece. So of course, the main banner units, what you guys are all here for, like I said, at this point, it's all but confirmed. It's going to be an iteration of Super Saiyan Goku and some final form Frieza, full power Frieza, whichever namesake they decide to go with. Speaking of the namesakes, however, I really hope they don't make him base form Goku for somewhat obvious reasons. Also, I will say, with them being Dokkan Fest LRs, if you don't know, apparently I never noticed it until Tech Gogeta came out, but they move in a rhythm, or should I say a cycle. They drop all within the space of a year. They will drop let's say two superclass Dokkan Fest LRs, two superclass Dokkan Fest LRs in another celebration, and then they'll drop like one superclass Dokkan Fest LR, and they will all be different typings. They rarely repeat the typings within the space of a year. It's literally a cycle. It's like seasonal. So the only typing that hasn't gotten a superclass Dokkan Fest LR in the space of the last year is actually physical. So I expect Goku to be physical. Gogeta was tech. People assumed he'd be tech, and they were exactly right. Gogeta, or should I say, Goku will be physical. I really don't know how I feel about that yet. Well, I'll have to look into it more, how he would fit with physical. I'm sure he'd be fine. A Super Saiyan Goku is like the most common name in the game, so he should be fine. I just hope he's not a base form Goku, just because if he's base form, like when he's an LR, he'd literally just violate the rest of these Gokus, including probably including the 2000 day EZA Goku. So please, I prefer they don't do that. Now, if he's a Super Saiyan Goku, that's almost as bad, if not worse. Actually, I could argue it's worse because, we got the AGL Spirit Bomb coup here, the old Dokkan Fest from 3 years ago for the download celebration, when it was the original Goku vs Frieza thing. And of course, we got EZA Prime Battle Goku, and then like 1,000 other Gokus here. So I'd assume they're not going to do that. I don't want to spend too much time on his namesake, but for the next 30 seconds, I will say I actually think he's going to be a Goku Kaioken, and then maybe I don't know how it would work, man. I don't know how it would work, but for the sake, I just hope he's a Goku Kaioken, because there's not a super exceptional Goku Kaioken unit here. So for the sake of like not interfering with the rest of the namesakes, that's just me personally. That's what I want. So I understand if you guys were like, no, that's not, they shouldn't do it that way. I completely get it, but that's just me. Maybe it'd be too confusing of a unit, if that makes sense. Who knows? Now, as for Frieza will probably be like, Man, I don't know. They could do a final form Frieza. Really, there's not a super great final form Frieza. Oh, by the way, I was telling you guys about rotations, right? Obviously, there's only two extreme class Dokkan Fest LRs. That's Physical Boo and Intercell. I think Frieza will be AGL. That's me personally. I just think he'll be AGL. There's no indication of that. They could go AGL, Tech, or STR based on how they do things. That's just me personally. I just hope he's AGL. Extreme AGL, they just get violated. Like the only type that has it worse than Extreme AGL is Extreme Tech. And even Extreme Tech, I mean, no, they have it pretty bad too. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. So when we break down the rest of these Frieza's namesakes, first form Frieza, there's no reason they would do that. I can't see a world where they do that. Second form Frieza, they need to figure out, they need to do something with this. I don't think he'll be a banner unit, but at the same time, that wouldn't be the worst idea. For banner units, I actually, when I go back to the Planet Namek saga, I actually think the banner units for both banners, I think it'll, in a perfect world, I personally want it to be a Birder and Jace unit, like a duo combo unit. I want it to be that. However, I don't know how likely that is considering, I don't know. It's just the Ginyu Force is getting their easy A's, so I guess they're not really obligated to feel like they have to fill that Jace and Birder spot. So even so, with those names already being covered, even though it'd be a completely new unit, with those namesakes already being covered, I'd expect a Zarbon and or the Doria unit, maybe an exchange unit. Oh, an exchange unit would Loki be tough. Maybe an exchange unit, maybe just a duo unit, maybe they're just two. Really, they need to start doing like two banner units to a banner again. They haven't done that in a really long time, have they? I don't think that they have. So yeah, they need to do that a little bit more. I wish they would. I don't know if I expect them to. Dokkan definitely moves in a rhythm in terms of banner situations now. Like, you know, 7 featured, X amount of Dokkan Fest, X amount of SSRs. It's just how they are. So it is what it is. Those are just my thoughts on what a banner unit could be. Now for Goku's banner units, like obviously I just talked about extreme class. So for the super class banner units, I would not at all be, where is he? I wouldn't be at all opposed to this guy right here, this Int Scouter Vegeta, his dirty fireworks maneuver. If he was on Goku's banner, even as an extreme class unit, I'd be perfectly fine with that. But I'm gonna have to assume these are super class and extreme class banners. Wow, that's crazy. Namek, I didn't even peep. Namek does not have a super type LR. Anyway, for Goku's super class banner unit, we could get a new Kid Gohan, but we just got an LR Kid Gohan, so I doubt that. A nail, I don't know if I really want that. That's not really how I'm feeling. It's hard for me, man. Maybe an armor Krillin, but that's what I was gonna get into later in the video. I actually would love the idea of an armor Krillin getting an LR that easy aid, i.e. LR Master Roshi. However, this is a 2-part celebration. The worldwides have never been a 3-part celebration. So in the space of 2 parts, do I expect Krillin to turn into an LR and then easy A in part 2? I don't know how likely that is. So this is more of a shot in the dark. Very unlikely. This is just me speaking my mind right now. This is a perfect world, but of course they're not gonna fit 25 units into the one celebration. So that's just me speaking my mind. But yeah, like I said, I'd prefer if it was this Scouter Vegeta right here, but I guess we'll have to see how it plays out because the dirty fireworks animation getting redone. I mean, because this guy is 4 years old. He's over 4 years old. That's crazy. So this guy being 4 years old, his animation isn't bad, but it getting redone would be fire. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. Like I said, also this guy, just if they do decide to make it just a LR Super Saiyan Goku, like enraged already Goku, this Kaioken Goku name could just be a banner unit. Now, this guy did come out with STR Namek Goku way back when. So that wouldn't be the worst idea. I think I'd be okay with that. Just cover Kaioken Goku. That 20 times Kamehameha, it hasn't gotten really like too much love. And it was one of, I mean, Kaioken Kamehamehas are some of the doper attacks in Dragon Ball Z. Just because, I mean, usually if Goku does it, he's putting everything into it. So a new animation for that technique would be nice. Just me speaking my mind though. where was I? Oh, for Frieza. So for Frieza, I think there's a fair chance it'll just be a I guess it might just be a final form Frieza. I really don't want it to be. It might be a full power Frieza from the jump. That also is fairly likely. Yeah. I mean, it might be. Cause this guy, I don't care. I've hated this guy for years. I hated this guy since he dropped. Honestly, I just kept it to myself. And then the physical one is obviously outdated. I guess we'll leave it at that. Now for part two, of course, you know, Dokkan's been on a roll lately, so we got to talk about the easy A's they could do. From the jump, we could easily easy A this guy, and nobody would have a problem with that. There'd be no issues, no gripes. The animations would still hold up, and of course, his leader skill is actually really crazy if this were the easy A. Because, I mean, assuming we've only seen one category Easy A and he was 150 across the board, of course, UI Goku. Assuming this guy Easy A's, maybe he'd be 3 key HP 140 and then attack and defense 180, which would actually pass Goku and Frieza as the best statistical leader skill in the game, in a sense. But who knows? Who knows? Where was I saying? Oh, yeah, this guy could Easy A. Him getting a good package would be nice to go with the LR if they do have different names. Also, honestly, if it is a base form Goku for simply the LR, that would make me feel even more like confident that this guy will Easy A, because they love easying the unit once they're like in a sense irrelevant. So I'd see that, like, let's say the LR's name is just Goku throughout the whole thing up until his LR and then he transforms. I definitely would bank on this guy getting his Easy A. I just would. That's just me. And of course, his package. He stacks defense already. I mean, this guy has his enraged state. They Easy A this so that he actually does moderate amounts of damage. That would be nice. Because they did, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they play it. I'll leave it at that. I don't know how they play it. But yeah, I think that's a good idea for an Easy A. Also, this guy could Easy A, like I said, once a name becomes obsolete because a Dokkan Fest LR or like a new LR completely shits on the rest of them, they love giving out Easy A's because they know these units are now going to be less relevant regardless. This guy, maybe if he were, because either way, let's just say it's this Goku. That means he'd pair with the LR if they were to have a different name. And if this were this Goku and the Dokkan Fest LR were a base form Goku, he'd probably pair well with this guy. So hopefully they don't say Easy A this enraged Goku right here, and then the Dokkan Fest LR is a Super Saiyan Goku. That'd be stupid. But that sounds like them. That's just how they move sometimes. On to the Ginyu Force. Like I was saying, the Ginyu Force is getting an Easy A. It's confirmed here, so that's a good amount of hype. I will say they do have an extreme Super Battle Road stage. That's not the worst idea for them. It is a good move for the game overall. Of course, free-to-play players will benefit greatly from that. They'll probably be crazy, honestly. Yeah, they'll probably be crazy just because the way Roshi is, the way LR First Form Frieza is, Namek or the LR Prime Battle Goku. You guys know what I'm saying. Yeah, just looking at their set, they can do a lot with this. It's very bare bones. Their leader skill, hopefully it bumps up to 150 because it's not like Ginyu Force is some extravagant category. So please bump it up to 150, even though I'd expect 120. Super attack effects or whatever. Passive skill, with them just buffing extreme class allies, you slap. Let's say they innately give extreme class allies 3 key and stats 40%. Oh my gosh, they're runnable everywhere. They'd literally be Garlic Jr., but they'll probably be on crack. So we'll see. Ginyu Force, of course, getting an extreme or extra buff, say of 30% would also be nice. Because there are units that have, at this point, I mean, look at Margarita that just dropped on JP. They're perfectly fine with giving units support passives that like stack on top of each other to like 60 and 80%. They're perfectly fine with that. So I wouldn't put it past them. Their Linc set only works with this physical LR right here. This is another unit I think might just Easy A. I mean, he's very weird with how he dropped with the original Battlefield, like the OG Battlefield. yes, he's in the Baba store right now. I don't know how do they want to treat this LR, because he's obtainable, but it's a weird situation. It really is. Just if you've played Dokkan long enough, you understand why I'm saying that. So maybe they'll easy A him, but or maybe they'll just stick to the one tech Ginyu. So we'll see how they play it out. Why do I keep saying that? I'm sorry. I usually don't make videos this long. Maybe I'm tripping. Man's repeating himself. But yeah, so I guess that this is the Dokkan Fest LRs, of course, will be part one. I'd assume the Ginyu Force members are gonna get their Easy A, and like the individual members will get their Easy A in part one, and then hopefully the LR gets his Easy A in part two. I am really hoping, because these two go great together. Like they go great together. What is it? They share every link except Fear and Faith versus what? Signature Pose? Oh no, they share Fear and Faith versus More Than Meets the Eye. So they go 6 for 7 on links. They be supporting each other. This guy got his passive got very outdated very quickly, which is crazy because there was a point in Dokkan where this was a really good passive. For you to support everybody was actually legitimate. He gave defense on Super. Man, got me reminiscing about the olden days, the ye old Dokkan times. But yeah, so I'll leave it at that. That's part two, I'd assume. Yeah. Those are the part two easy A's I'd expect. And then the etceteras, like I said, I covered this launch event. We're basically getting a Bulma version of it. I'd assume it's going to give more stones. I can't see why it wouldn't. And finally, throughout the celebration, I don't know if they will, but just because it's Namek, I can't see how they don't include Purunga. That's just me though. However they play it out is, why do I keep saying that shit? However they choose to go about doing like the extras and the etceteras of the celebration is how they choose to go about doing it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this makes sense. I kind of rambled on for a little bit. I might have repeated myself here and there. If you liked or were entertained by the video, if you have your own theories, leave them in the comments. Consider liking, subscribing, seeing more Hitman, hearing more Hitman. Hitman is out. I hope y'all have a good day.